New season, new mindset, and new place! Hey guys, it's Liz, and I am in a slightly awkward positioning simply because I forgot my tripod, but I figure we can do a little half lean on a counter since there's no furniture in here. And so, yeah, I am in my new apartment, and I'm very excited for all of the different things currently going on. And so I wanted to take a moment to kind of like have a stream of consciousness and kind of think through what is going on. Yeah, so this year has been one very much focused on growth, and in particular working on letting go of beliefs and letting go of expectations and letting go of what I previously thought to make room for what really is, if that makes sense. This is like going to be the most vague thing ever. But anyways, part of everything that's been going on has been working on trying to build a mindset and a perspective that is both healthy and conducive to the life that I'm meant to live. And so along those lines, side note, I don't know if there's going to be humming in the back. There's going to be a lot of weird sounds right now. So I hope that it's not too annoying in this. Yeah, with everything that's been going on, something that I've come to learn is in building a proper mindset and cultivating an energy that resonates with you. Some of it requires having your own space to be able to do it in. I am very blessed to have family that I was able to live with while trying to chase a step that we weren't ready for. So we were living in a transitionary state with half of our stuff in storage and just kind of having more of the essentials with us on a day-to-day, working on living life and achieving our different goals daily, but with an overhanging expectation and kind of want of being able to move. And so my sister let us move in with them in order to save money and focus on essentially trying to get to the next step. But sometimes with reflection and kind of like reconfiguring priorities, sometimes it's uncovered that what you're aiming for isn't necessarily what you should be working on currently. In talking things through and kind of figuring out where we currently are and what we really want in the long run, a big thing was being able to not feel rushed, being able to not put pressure on us to move to the next step or move too quickly and everything else. And it was focusing on bigger picture items than the small steps to get us to the next level. And so in talking about it, we decided it would be great to be able to have our own space in order to respect where we currently are in life and be able to show love and attention where it's currently needed. So instead of focusing on a big move, instead it's focusing on what do we actually need to get to that move. And I feel like sometimes when you are working on a goal, just because you have to take a step back and change the direction you're currently moving in doesn't mean you're no longer working towards that goal. And I feel like it's just a matter of recognizing that when you set out on your journey, you have your goal in mind, but you don't know the inherent path to get there. And so while you're on the path, I think it's okay to change direction. And so I feel like that is the current lesson that I'm working on learning, which is how to plan effectively for the future, but still have respect for myself and my needs when the direction I'm heading isn't inherently leading to a healthy present state. So yeah, with all of that, it's very exciting to get our own space and respect the present. So no longer focusing on the future or the wants and the could-bes, but instead focusing on the M's and the R's. That makes it sound like I'm talking about the alphabet. But just focusing on the present and living in the now and working on creating your best space where you currently are, not where you want to be. And so yeah, I'm kind of curious to see how all of this goes. Like I said, a lot of this is probably rambling. I don't know how much of it I'm going to keep. Has anyone else moved in to a new place recently or in working on personal development, has anyone necessarily had the same feeling of finding a physical space and environment in order to cultivate a mental, emotional, spiritual state? I would be really curious because, yeah, I think it's fun to hear about others' growth. I think it's inspiring. So let me know if any of what I'm saying sounds similar to what you've gone through, or just in general, what your path has been so far. I'd be really curious to hear it. Like I said, it's probably going to be like a stream of consciousness in this video, as I'm coming to understand where my mind is and coming to build a foundation to further support me as I currently am, as I work on becoming who I'm meant to be. So anyways, this is all for the moment, and I guess I'll catch up with you in a bit. So this was going on when I arrived this morning, and it has now been like, it has been 50 minutes of this. So I added some tape to cover it, but yeah, just another fun little quirk of not expecting that to happen while moving. So anyways, it's just kind of funny, and waiting for internet to be connected, so I need to stay here for a little bit longer. And I'm probably going to have to be here for the work order because I had to call the front, so I guess we shall see what happens. Bye. Hey, so it's been a few days since the last update with, I believe it was the fire alarms. And anyways, just kidding, I have a phone call. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So, what was I saying? Yeah, so last time I gave an update, it was when the fire alarm was happening, and so that ended up turning off after however many hours, and since then been working on bringing everything into the space. And part of that, I ended up injuring my leg, so I feel like it's kind of at a pause for updates on getting things set up. With that being said, being injured, something I noticed was I didn't internalize it as much as being a block mentally as I have in the past. And what I mean by that, I'm curious if people can relate, but I've noticed that over the past few months, whenever I'm starting to get into a grind and starting to feel more motivated with working on projects and building things, creating things, and being inspired, something external has happened which has kind of put a roadblock into everything I've been doing. And I've internalized it as like, oh, well, now this is something else that's going to keep me from doing what I want to do. Whereas this time when I got injured, it was like, yikes, there's pain, yikes, whatever. I'm going to sit down and continue working on things, even if it takes me 3 times as long because of weird angles while I have to lie down with my leg being raised up. So yeah, I feel like it's just been interesting with that, I guess. I don't really know where all of this stuff is going. Like I said, it's a stream of consciousness. You knew what you were getting into when you continued this video. But yeah, so curious to see how things continue to progress, and hoping for a faster recovery physically, but gonna keep working on things. I'm probably going to stop this video at this point just because I don't know where it's going, and anything more that I would do wouldn't inherently be involved with moving in or anything like that. I feel like I'm starting to get settled both physically and mentally, even though there's still a lot of stuff around. I don't know, it just feels really nice and refreshing to be in a new space, building it out, and being able to kind of see the path ahead. And yeah, it feels good. So anyways, that is everything at the moment, and I'll see you soon. I hope you had a great New Year's, and I wish only the best comes to you in this next year, and here's to growing and being mindful and aware and living your best life. Bye.